ये जंतर मंतर के ऊपर धरना प्रदर्शन अभी चल रहा है। आज ये जय भारत जय सिक्किम एंड ये सब लिखा हुआ था रिस्टोर द प्रोविजन ऑफ नेपाली सीट रिजर्वेशन, और ये इनके इश्यूज़ हैं। इनकी जो लीडर है ये हम इनसे मिलते हैं, ये एक्सप्लेन करेंगे कि व्हाट इज़ ऑल अबाउट, एक्चुअली किस बारे में है ये सारा चीज़ ये एक्सप्लेन करेंगी। जी मैम, आपका नाम?
Hi, I'm Dr. Beena Basneet and I'm from Sikkim.
Okay.
So today we are at Jantar Mantar to just bring to highlight two issues in the center.
Okay.
Two issues which we're fighting for is the identity of Sikkim and Sikkimese people. Once you say what is the identity of Sikkim, actually that's mostly on the environmental matter. Sikkim being a most beautiful state not only in our country but the whole globe. Today what's happening is whatever the PM's vision was there to develop, make Northeast good, Sikkim, sustainable. He wanted a sustainable development to happen, but sadly, when the policy trickles down at the ground level, it's not getting implemented in a proper way. So whatever sustainable development programs are coming down to the state, eventually it's turning into a disaster. Like most of the programs or new projects, which you can say. So there are a lot of illegal construction. We are tired with the dams. The rivers are quickly, whatever the identity Sikkim had, a beautiful rivers, mountains, everything is now going. It's just losing its identity as a beautiful place, as Sikkim. So that is one thing which we were fighting for. Secondly is the identity of the Sikkimese people, in the sense that there are two communities, mostly three communities you can say, BL tribal community and 80% of Nepali speaking Sikkimese people of Indian origin. So inka hai ki the seats were reserved for them initially, but due to certain with time we lost the reserved seat. So now the only sometimes there is a sense of insecurity, obviously, when you don't have your political rights, and with the demographic change which is happening. It's surrounded by 3 borders and it's a border sensitive area where there is a lot of illegal influx which is happening. That concerns us, that the demography is rapidly changing. So later, even the inhabitants might just be, in a way, they might just lose their majority number. They might turn into minority, and once the majority becomes the minority, nowhere will be found. So
who you think is responsible for all this?
No, this is basically, this is with time. Obviously, there are things happening, and our leaders have not been strong enough to put it forth in the Indian government's eyes. Like, we have just been fighting because Choti Si Jagah, it's disconnected. Most of the places are disconnected. So we just wanted all of these issues to be highlighted to the center, to the Honorable Prime Minister, to the Honorable Home Minister, so that this kind of disputes should not happen in a border state like Sikkim. So we want peace. We are peace-loving people. Sikkim has always been a peaceful state. We just want peace and harmony to remain in Sikkim. So we just want all the issues to be solved.
So what are your expectations from the center leader? You are here to protest. I think there are certain demands you have in the chart here.
So we just hope that normally the media coverage and the things does not come out in media too much. As I said, it's Northeast a bit disconnected.
Yeah.
So that's why we just thought if we bring it, because it's the biggest democratic country, and uske jantar mantar mein aake dharna karne se, at least this will be heard. If it goes in their notice, wo jata hai, so then we are hopeful that there will be action taken upon whatever demands we have. So we have that hope, and whatever PM's vision for beautiful Northeast India and for this climate change mitigation, whatever is there, I'm sure he's going to act upon whatever demands we are asking for, both saving the identity of Sikkim and Sikkimese.
So you think positive about the center leaders, that they will accept your demands and they'll do something in this regard?
Yes, of course.
You're positive?
Yes,
you think the BJP rules, the center is positive enough for the causes of,
like ours,
as you explain everything that about, it's not only about the Nepali seat reservation, it's also about the environment being destroyed, and many corrupt practices going on there.
So when policy format comes, it's always...
So the center government is already facing Adani, Ambani and many issues, the corruption related issues. So do you think they will work?
In front of this big issues, our issues are just getting, it's just not getting noticed, enough notice, it's not coming into the center's eye. So we're just hopeful if we bring it on and present it here and give the memorandum to the to the concerned people, then I'm sure that they will.
Apart from giving a memorandum here, do you think there is something that even the people of Sikkim can do? Something regarding this, all the issues you have?
So yeah, we've been doing, there are protests going on in Sikkim. It's been many days that people are out on the streets. But yeah, people are peace loving, so the protest has mostly been peaceful. So we don't want that to take into an ugly turn, because in a border sensitive state, we are also responsible enough that, you know, our people should not go to that extreme. So that's why we want, before there are things which are worsening, before other things which are brewing up, we just don't want that to happen. So, you know, if they can act upon it immediately.
There's a news going on there, more than 2.3 million trees to be cut for the center projects, actually development projects. What do you think about that, actually?
So what I'm already doing is, like, from my capacity, whatever litigations I can.
The center government and the center leaders think the development is more important than the life.
Yeah, so we are not against development.
So is the conflict between, no, you are not against the development.
Yes.
There's already a conflict established in whole world. Development is not more important than life.
Yes.
So it's a conflict between development and life. So what do you choose?
Yeah, so that's what we are saying, that development should be there, but not in it should be in
at the cost of life
way, but not at the cost of ecology and environment.
So the Sikkim was already very famous, actually. It was one of the top for sustainable development, actually. So they were the number one. But what happened exactly right now? After 2014, something happened. What happened exactly?
So there is a when the rapid development approach,
when it started.
So when it trickles down, you know what are the things which happens when
this started, actually, the trickling down or whatever, like you were saying, the rapid development,
it's with
actually.
Time, like we can't exactly pinpoint this is the time.
5 years, 10 years?
Within, 10 years, say, down
around the Modi regime.
Before that, no. Before also there were a lot of hydro projects which has come a long time back, when
2014 also.
Students of money.
You mean before 2014?
Yes, there were things done then also. Hydro projects were there then, but now hydro projects now there are increasing number of hydro projects. So how much hydro project will a state take?
Exactly. So you mean all the center government, actually, whoever was there, BJP or Congress, the center leaders are only busy with developing, or they are thinking about the development of hydro projects only, and earning money from these states, but don't give anything back and don't resolve their problems.
Yes, but not at the cost of ethos and ecology.
Exactly.
You can't make the whole the state turn into some ugly chamber like
entire Northeast is facing this problem. Even in Arunachal Pradesh, lots of corruption there. Sheetal Toku, she is also coming every few days. They come here and protest here. So there are lots of people coming. It's not that only you are coming now, because that's why I asked that so much problem is in Sikkim. And people from Manipur also, Mizoram also, Tripura also, they are protesting. There's something wrong, actually. Where is wrong? What is wrong there? And that needs to be understood.
So Northeast, mostly it was disconnected since time immemorial. Now with the connectivity and all of these things, it's coming. But suddenly you just can't have that. Northeast has a rich biodiversity, environment, everything. So you can't. It has to be thoroughly thought through, discussed, and the committee is the guardian of all of this. It's the trustee of our environment, so it has to be in due consideration with the people of Sikkim.
So do you think the government, whoever are starting these projects, like development projects like hydro projects and other projects, so they are not taking into account of all the environment impact assessment or social impact assessment, all this they are not taking, everything they are destroying? How they start?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I said, when the community is not in a way brought into the whatever, when the policy is being formed or taken into account, there should be a thorough research first, and then the community has to be convinced that yes, because we are nature loving people, and then they are nature worshippers also. If they are the trustee of this nature, they have to be consulted. Any policy which comes down, definitely it has to start from down up approach, in a way. If people really want it, if it is really good for the environment, what kind, what scale, so that has to actually, people will have to be heard, and it has to be taken down, and it should trickle down in a policy form in the manner people want, basically. Exactly.
During the Congress regime, actually, they were started listening to the people, and they started caring for environment assessment and all this social assessment and all these things. But later on, after 2014, they stop everything. They said don't want to listen to people, don't care for the environment, and they just want to concentrate on the hydro projects and their development projects. So what do you think is impacting life and as such, and what are the consequences of this actually? What will happen next?
That's what I'm saying. for climate change, whatever mitigation programs which are on the papers, if it is not trickling down to the ground, then of course.
But the PM Modi is saying in all the conference and his visits to foreign countries, he is saying they concern, they care too much about the environment concerns and all these things. So what do you think?
So that's what I'm saying. When the
There's a difference between their policy, what they speak and what they do.
So it is basically, when the policy is formed on paper, it really looks nice, but when it's trickling down, I'm saying the system, the middle system which is there with the corporates and the government, when they come in partnership and when they are doing this, it's mostly on, what it's done for. When it trickles down, it's not even benefiting the people who are residing there. So it's basically, the policies are not implemented in a better way. It's on papers, but when it goes down, there's something else happening. So yeah, that's the problem. And I think there should be a thorough.
So you being a social activist over there, so do you know who are the industries who own these hydro projects there in Sikkim?
Name, because the various stages are differently, then so, I really don't.
Maybe Adani, Ambani, or these all people? No?
Bigger.
Are you sure?
I mean, the shares, I don't know whosoever
Yes,
told you.
exactly.
For us, we
So
are
don't say
worried
no,
about-
you say I do not know.
Yeah, I do not know. That's
Yes,
what
exactly,
I said. I do
exactly.
not know because we are more concerned about our state and we go into fighting bigger people than, our
Because the
fight
problem,
is to finish at
lady, the problem is not actually the problem is created in the state, but is not created by the people of Sikkim.
Yeah, so it's a corporation.
So
which I
it's
said,
being done by the bigger giants, and
Yeah,
so you
bigger
need to catch them to understand this, all the actual theory behind all these things, the actual narrative behind this
so
all
they
things.
should be caught by people who can actually catch them. Being from a very small state, we
Don't
can
think
only
like that.
raise our
Don't think like that.
voices.
Women are very powerful, and no state is small. Actually, when once the people of the country will come on the road, these all corrupt people will run away from India.
Actually, the shares are held by the government also, so it is basically both the corporate and the government. So there's a lot of with every stage there are different people. So I wouldn't really pinpoint which one is, but there are corporates obviously who are more.
The center government is running all the center projects actually.
Yeah.
The center projects are run by
The
them
state
only. They
government,
facilitate
now
all
the
this.
shares has been again sold, something like that. New things happening. So I haven't gone into that part of the thing. We just don't want it, firstly. We just don't want it. So our people are protesting since long that we don't want the stage 4, 5 to happen. 4 happened, 5 happened. So that is what we are doing. We are fighting there. We are fighting here.
So if the people of the state, they know exactly who is creating problem, they will throw them out from Sikkim.
They are not there. They are not practically
They're in the background.
physically present there.
Yeah,
Right? So
yeah.
that's the thing. Whosoever is there,
Who are supporting the government over there.
Government has to bring it into the notice of the center. Now this corporate, whosoever, the nexus, whatever is there.
You
has
can
to
get
be
the
kept
information
in-
through RTIs who is behind the curtain
There
actually.
are people, but people are very innocent and nice.
And I do know,
50%
I know the Northeast people are very innocent, very nice
We can
people.
just say don't do it, protect. But yeah, there is a limit for everything,
I know.
When everything is destroyed, then the people are out on the streets now today. So we are here in Jantar Mantar, so there is also a limit for everything. To
That's
certain
great.
extent, we can hold it. To certain extent, it will just overpour, and everybody will have to bear the brunt of what happens there.
Yes. Good luck to you for your nice efforts
Thank
for the
you so
environment and for the people of Sikkim, innocent people over there.
Yes.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thanks a lot.